My name is Phill Holder. I do steampunk art. I've been doing that for 14 years now, and I make everything out of recycled parts. My store is located at 18 Coldwater Road in Coldwater, Ontario, and it's called the Steampunk Factory. Steampunk came into my life, as I said, about 14 years ago, but I didn't know, for the first year and a half, I didn't know I was doing steampunk art. You see, I'd always been doing recycled art as long as I can remember. Going back to when my dad and I used to go to the dump, pick the dump, come back, and we make things out of it. So it's been a long time. And as you evolve, you don't even realize you're evolving, but when you look back, you see how your art has evolved. And then suddenly I was on a website in England, and it had what I was making, and it was called Steampunk, so that's when I realized I'm doing steampunk art. A lot of different people that take steampunk in many different ways. I create steampunk art because I love it. It's something that just evolved within me, so it was a perfect fit for me. I love the fact of it being a fantasy, so I can pretty much make whatever I want to make. I have certain guidelines that I follow that is kind of unique to me, and that is I don't use plastic. I use wood, metal, and antique pieces to create mine. And you know, as far as the steampunk genre itself, I know some people that live steampunk. So I mean, they have everything. They have the clothes, and they have everything. The houses, everything look steampunk. I like to create steampunk. And that's where mine pretty much ends. I have it in my apartment, but they're always pieces generally that I've already created, and I just really I can't get rid of them. I just fell in love with them, and they become part of my collection. Really, everything I do is certainly one of a kind. I use a lot of one of a kind pieces in my art. So there's never anything that I don't mass produce anything. Each one is one of a kind and individual. And the thing is, when I'm doing these pieces and that, usually some part tells me what it's going to be, whether it's going to be a lamp or a mirror or a straight piece of art, because I do a lot of functional art. You know, and my favorites are lamps and clocks. That's my favorite things. But I've done submarines, one-man steampunk helicopters, all kinds of different things. There's pieces that I have created in steampunk over the years that I just love too much. There's a lot of work in it, and I just want to keep it for myself. Maybe sound selfish, but they mean too much to me. For example, my grandmother clock here that I created, there's a huge amount of work involved in this one. It's got some amazing pieces on it. And this one actually can be seen on Murdoch Mysteries, the Canadian TV series. I can't remember whether it was season 12 or 13. And then I have my late 1800s pump organ. Now this particular one, I worked on this because it's pretty rare. It's a small parlor size, so it only sticks out from the wall a couple of feet, and it's very small here. But the ornate pieces of this, nobody has seen anything like this before. I stripped it all down, every single piece I took off, sanded, and redid and painted. And it's one of those pieces that I can't let go. It's just too beautiful to me. So, coming into my shop, this is where I make everything. Parts and pieces are the key. If you can have all the imagination you want for steampunk, but if you don't have the parts and pieces, it's not going to come together. So, as you look around here, each drawer and cabinet is just full of pieces. All kinds of things in it. I've got them everywhere. Some of this, you know, but they're always unique and strange pieces, you know, things like this. Great piece that'll turn into something. I'm not sure what, but it'll come around. Here's another great old piece, you know, with the gauge and everything on it. So a lot of times people throw this stuff out, but I can use it. As you go along, you can see I mentioned before I like to do lamps and clocks, and you can see I've got a lot of different clocks and things like this. As a matter of fact, I'm almost finished one here. This is my latest one. It still needs a little bit of working on it. This one actually, you can use it as a cabinet. It opens up, And you can hang it on the wall, or you can put it down on a table somewhere. And once again, a lot of unique pieces. If you notice the lens, this is not the camera or anything. This is actually a very thick lens that makes it almost look like it's underwater. And as you go around, you can see all the different things, parts everywhere. Gauges, old gauges, antlers, all kinds of things. Old cameras. That's another thing I like to work with, because I can, what I'll do is I'll paint them up and straighten them up and make those into lamps and things like that. As you can see up top, I've got a lot of things up there, the far one on the far right there, the red and white, that's actually a fiberglass body from a helicopter, and I will turn that into probably about a 3-foot steampunk zeppelin in the days to come. People ask me sometimes, how long does it take you to make a certain piece? Well, I always work on 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces at a time. Like right now, I'm working on the clock. I'm also working on a pair of really wild steampunk glasses that can actually light up. Here's a couple of what I call fluctuator guns. Okay, this one doesn't have a battery in it yet, but if you have a sense of humor. Okay, I hope you have a sense of humor, but because I do, and I think they're a fun thing. This is only the second meditation mirror I have created in 14 years. I'm pretty particular on what I do, and the key is to be able to have this piece here to go around the convex mirror, because I want to be able to draw you in. And instead of just painting it black and white, yes, you can do that, but with the cutaways like this, I'm able to bring the copper in and then bring the bullets in on all the sides, and that even draws you in more. This particular meditation mirror is made up of 4 different handcrafted wooden foundry patterns from the early 1900s. So each foundry pattern is one of a kind. So you've got 4 unique pieces in it. The idea behind the meditation mirror is that when you finish your meditation, do something that most people don't do in their entire lives, and that is look into your own eyes in a mirror for more than 5 seconds. And the reason they don't is because, first of all, you can't really look into each eye, because you can't possibly do that. It ends up actually, oddly enough, it goes to a third eye when you do that. But in a meditation mirror like this with a convex, it bends reality. So the edges are already bent. In other words, it gives you a soft feeling when you're looking into it. And when you get to the point of over 5 seconds of looking into your own eyes in this, you ask it questions. You ask the mirror questions about yourself, and it will respond every single time with the correct answer every single time. How does it do this? It does it simply because when you're in that meditation space, and you've looked at yourself and you're asking these questions, you cannot lie to yourself. So when you ask the questions, the answer is actually you facing your good and bad. And it's 100% of the time, because you can't hide it anymore. Well, parting words, I guess, is what I have found over these years is that some people don't know very much about steampunk. And the word punk seems to throw a lot of people off if they're not familiar with it. It has nothing to do with the punk of the punk music and being a bad person or anything like that. It's really just come in and take a look, because the people that have come in have been amazed at what I create. And it's anything. Like I said, there's no end to it. I also, in my store, I carry a lot of unique pieces of sunglasses, jewelry. I also cover Tammy Pepler's art pieces as well, who are one of a kind, handcrafted, very much in a Tim Burton style, but they work very well with steampunk.